So a few months ago, I had a young dentist ask me this question: Ernie, do you know any dental consultants that you can recommend? I said, Doctor, I know a lot of dental consultants, but I can't recommend a darn one of them. I'm just kidding, I didn't say that. I said, I know a lot of consultants. What's your need? What's the problem you're trying to solve? What's going on? And his answer surprised me. He said, I don't know. I just know everybody's got one. And I thought that was such an interesting answer, but on the panel you heard earlier here today that Dee talked about how there's a whole generation of young dentists who kind of missed out on a year, so I guess it makes sense. But I set out to help these young dentists understand what dental consultants do, how they can help them, what questions they can ask, how they can work together to have a really good result, and wrote a white paper about it that I'm happy to share with you all. One of the folks who had a great quote in the white paper, and she's an SCN member but not here this week, Jerry Gottlieb, she said, Ernie, when I have a client, the first thing I ask them is, what is your vision for your practice and your practice life? How do you want it to look? How do you want it to sound? How do you want it to feel? That sounds like kind of an absurd question, right? If you are a consultant or a business owner, of course you're going to know what your patient's vision is. I mean, only a dummy wouldn't. Here's a story. I went out to see a client of ours in California earlier in the year, and I asked my account manager on that account, said, prepare some notes for me, and the notes said that they were not happy about their practice. So when I got there, I went to Jason's Deli and I got extra brownies to take in the office because I thought I was walking into some trouble. And I opened the door and the office is bustling. There are patients everywhere, phones ringing off the hook, texts are running everywhere. The doctors wave me back into a conference room. I wait for them for about 20 minutes and they come in kind of breathless and say, gosh, I'm so sorry I made you wait. It's so crazy out there. And I said, I'm perplexed here. I heard that you weren't happy with your practice right now. And they said, we're not. Come to find out, it was a husband-wife team. She was really passionate about TMJ cases. She went to 2 different study clubs. She traveled across the country because she was passionate about TMJ. The husband was passionate about cosmetics. It was in a study club that he traveled to frequently, but they had a lobby full of general dentistry. We missed their vision. But you know who would know their vision? You, a dental consultant. You know their financials because you're their part-time CPA. You know their staff issues because you're their part-time HR person. You know their technology because you're their part-time CTO and help them figure it out. You know how they present their case plans because you helped them with that too. You know their therapist because it's you. Actually, Dr. Cummings said up here today, I thought it was so interesting that he said that you cry with me and I share my dream with you because it's a lonely job. So you know their dream, which means you should be at the table when they make marketing decisions. Here's why. There are 3 ways that they get that vision. They get patients, the right patients in the door who want the right kind of treatments, who get the experience that they want to deliver. So marketing can help with this, but you guys deliver that. I can't tell you the number of times I've had a dental consultant email me and say, hey, and copy a doctor. Say, Ernie, I want you to meet Dr. So-and-so. They're looking for some digital marketing. Dr. So-and-so, meet Ernie. His company's great. And here's what I used to do. I used to send a note to that dental consultant thanking them profusely and pick up the phone and call the doctor. I don't do that anymore. I pick up the phone and call the dental consultant and I say, tell me about their vision. You know better than we do. We have a lot of dental sleep medicine clients. And dental sleep medicine, kind of that journey is that oftentimes a dentist has been midway through their career, they're tired of wet finger dentistry and drills and fills, they're looking for something else, they go to a conference, they come back, they spend a lot of money on software, a lot of money on a scanner, a lot of money on training, a lot of money on marketing with folks like us, and we get the phone to ring. And on the other end of the phone, someone says, hey, I've got sleep apnea and I hate my CPAP, and they go on with their story a little bit, and the front desk is like, I'm sorry about your sleeping problem. Can I schedule a cleaning for you? That was the right patient, the right treatment, the wrong experience. It was a fail, which is why we need to be at the table together. Part of the dilemma here, the reason that as marketers that we don't know their vision, is that our model hasn't changed in 60 years. How many of you watch Mad Men? Brilliant show. So for those of you who don't know it, Don Draper would come in his fancy suit, and he'd have a cigarette on, and he'd have his brandy, and he was patting the secretary on the fanny, and he'd go in and close a deal. And then he would get over to the account team, and the account team would take the client out to steak dinner and to golf. And then they would pass the work over to Peggy Olson. Remember Peggy? She would be up till 2 in the morning with all the creative people. This was where all the real work was done. So 60 years later, Ernie comes into the dentist's office with his fancy suit and his cigarette and his bourbon and patent ladies on the fanny. I'm just kidding. I don't smoke. I haven't had a bourbon since this morning. And the only fanny that I've patted here has been Denise Williams-Jones, but she begged me to. She begged me to, I swear. So I'm kidding. But I come in and make the sale. I hand it over to an account team, and they spend months and months and months going back with that doctor trying to figure out his vision because he doesn't want to tell the marketing team, right? He says, go build my website, go do my search engine, go get me up in Google rankings. Finally, we get the best that we know, and we hand it over to the production team. But the Peggy Olsons are now a 28-year-old in their parents' basements that smell like Cheetos and Red Bull. It's the guys doing this all day that are getting all the dentists up in the search rankings, doing their social, making their websites amazing. That's the people we want to get to. So the way to get rid of all of this and that is a form of marketing called real-time collaborative marketing. And it allows the dental consultant who knows the vision with the doctor to have real-time access to those guys that smell like Cheetos in the basement to get them to their vision faster and cheaper. So that in the future, when a young doctor asks me, hey, Ernie, do you know any dental consultants? I'm going to say, you know what? I spent a couple days in Nashville with this amazing group of dental consultants, and I wouldn't recommend, I'm just kidding. I would say to him or her, yes, I know a lot, but share your vision with them early. Have them sit down at the table with you so that together, with your marketing team, so that you get the right patients and the right treatments and the right experience to deliver on your vision so that your practice looks and feels and sounds like you dreamed. Thank you.